Hello and welcome back to Tony Northeastern and another episode of putting this diesel yard together. And we're slowly getting there. As you can see, I have had it some yard lamps. There's one there, there's one there, and there's another one just here, and there's a standard lamppost just there as the road comes in. And as you can see, it's coming together quite nicely. The service unit that was sitting there is over at the bench at the moment where I'm doing some work on it. The main reason why the cobbles are here in the first place is because of that service unit being so low that it catches on the roofs of the locomotives. But I have, as you see, I've risen the floor up and it's just missing the roofs, so I'm doing some work on it over at the bench. So let's go and take a look see. Right, here we are, and this is the Bachmann diesel service unit. And as you've noticed, I have cut off a small section of it just so I can bring it in closer to the shed when I come to fit it. I have cut away these fluorescent lights that were underneath the canopy there. There was two of them. I've pulled them both off because I want to fit an LED under there, and that was the reason for taking them off. So yes, I have rescribed the slabs back in, so once it's painted up it would look as though it was made like that. And once I have fitted the LED and underneath the canopy here, fed the cables through the hole, I will be adding a 2mm piece of card to the underside to give it just a little bit of more height so it misses the locos. It misses the locos at the moment by about a millimetre or two, so just by uplifting it by a couple more mil should stop that occurring, stop any locos, any other additional locals that may join the fleet clashing with the canopy on these edges. What I've done is I've drilled a hole there which comes up, I don't know if you can see, but it comes up smack in the middle of them two uprights there, so that'd be an ideal place to feed the cables through, so it wouldn't look so bad. So that'll do that. The measurement for that is around about 12mm from the edge. The drill bit I have used is a 2mm drill, and that's just big enough for the two cables. The next thing I need to do is to fit a single LED. I've already pre-bent it, and that will sit nicely and bang in the centre of there. It just happens to stride that bracing there. So the next thing to do is to solder the cables onto that and then feed the cables back down through that hole. And once I've done that, I can stick some card onto it. So I just thought I'd show you the progress I'm doing at the moment. It looks big, but I will paint it a little bit and try and disguise it a little bit. Right. Okay, as you can see, I've got my little resistor in the jaws there, which helps to keep it steady. It's got a little bit of flux on there, so I'm just going to tin that. Yeah, that's tinned. And I've still got a little bit of solder on there, and just that's the little resistor on there. As you can see, I've bent this leg down for the cable coming up. You'll see that later. And I'll just solder the other cable onto there, and it's on the live side. The negative side on these LEDs has a flat edge on there. I don't know if you can see that. Just there on that side has a flat edge, and the positive side doesn't. Okay, that's one. It's actually the paste I'm using is just basic soldering paste. Okay, that's got a hold. Okay, that took a while to do, to feed those cables through. I think should make the hole at least 2.5 mil. Mind you, you don't want the hole too big, but 2 millimeters is big enough. Just make sure you paint the beam first before putting the LED in place, because that will act as your insulation. So that will look neat once that's tidied up, once those cables are tidied up and super glued in place. Okay, the super glue has dried. It took a while to go off because there's not a lot of surface area to glue, and with it being aluminium as well, aluminium on the anodes and cathodes. But yep, I'm quite happy with the way the cables have slotted in between the two stanchions there, so it's hardly noticeable. So on the whole, good job. And the last and final piece of the jigsaw puzzle is to raise it off of the cobbles by an extra 2 mil. So I've cut a bit of 2 mil card, and I'll just glue that to the underside and raise it, and then just paint the card to match stonework on the base of this service unit, and it'll be job finished. Right, I'll do that. Yeah, another reason why I cut this tip off the end here was it wasn't sitting flat, it was curled up as well, so you could actually see daylight under it, and it's not a very good base on here. I just got to trim the excess card off in certain places, mainly on the corners, and hey presto. Okay, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a wire there which is a part of the original moulding, and it went all the way along to the far side when the two light strips were in. You might have to cut a little bit of that back to get the LED in. I know I had to, but it might not be as long on your one if you're going to do this. Yes, the cables and the LEDs painted up now. I've painted the top of the LED green, so it looks like it's got a lampshade on it. I've painted the card around the base, this more or less the same colour, same grey. I've repainted the roof a lighter black, and the same on the inside. And I've painted the end there where it was cut off, and that's got to be weathered when we for the last finishing touches. So both cables are black. I have identified the live cable by putting some red insulation tape on. And right, so this is almost, I don't want to light it up yet until the paint's gone off, because the paint will act as a conductor. So we'll let that dry for a bit, and we'll get... Okay, Right, here we are back at the diesel yard, and it's illuminated and it's placed in position and it's finished. So if you've got one of these, it is worth doing. It is a bit of a fiddly job. Right, let's turn the lights out and see what this area looks like. Okay, not a bad little job that. Okay, that completes this video. Hope you've enjoyed what you've seen, and next time we'll be concentrating on putting the LEDs into the engine shed. So, happy modelling everyone. Bye.